Have you ever, stared into a mirror and just seen what's there, what's right in front of you, like right now?
Yeah, it's just a reflection. Simple.
Right. But what if that reflection could do more? What if it could show you what was there before?
Or maybe worse, show you something that really shouldn't ever be remembered at all.
Exactly. It's a really unsettling idea, isn't it?
It really is. That something so everyday, like a mirror, could somehow hold on to things. Trauma. Echoes of the past that just won't, fade away.
And that's pretty much the core of what we're diving into today. This isn't your typical ghost story. It's more like a case study, almost, based on these accounts of haunted antiques, and this idea of memory sort of sticking to objects.
And memory-based hauntings, yeah.
So our mission here for this deep dive is to really unpack the details of this one specific story. We're calling it The Mirror That Remembers.
And it's compelling because it reads almost like a report, doesn't it? Very detailed. It makes you question, what can an object hold on to?
Totally. So to get into it, we need to start back in 2011, Davenport, Maine. Quiet town.
Great.
And we meet Marla Green. She's a retired school teacher. Everyone knew her as like really calm, very collected.
But she had this passion, right, for antiques?
Oh, yeah. Loved finding forgotten things, estate sales, old houses. That was her thing.
Okay.
So one day, she's exploring this old colonial farmhouse. It's actually about to be torn down. And up the attic, she finds it, this mirror. Tall, silver frame, really ornate. Hand-carved roses on the corners. Sounds beautiful, actually.
Does sound lovely, like a real find.
Definitely. But here's where it gets weird. The seller, the guy letting her look around, gives her this warning.
Okay.
He apparently looked right at her and said, "Don't clean it. Don't uncover the glass."
Whoa. Okay, that's not your standard selling advice. That's a red flag right there.
A huge red flag. But Marla, she's found this treasure. She's excited.
She ignored him.
She totally ignored him.
Uh-huh.
Took it home, cleaned it up all nice and shiny, and hung it in her guest room.
And that's when things started happening, I assume?
Immediately.
Yeah.
Like the very first night it was hanging there. Marla has this incredibly vivid dream.
About?
A fire. But not like the flames, more the aftermath.
Yeah.
Charred wood, dripping ceilings, horrible destruction.
Okay. Intense.
And in the dream, a woman is screaming Marla's name. But it's a voice she doesn't recognize at all.
Huh. That's specific. Not just a random nightmare. And the mirror itself.
It started acting strange. Even though Marla knew she'd cleaned it perfectly, like spotless,
Yeah.
any photos taken of it, it always looked smudged, like something was blurring the image right on the glass.
Okay, that's creepy. Like, it refused to be captured, clearly.
Exactly. But the really disturbing stuff that started happening when she looked in the mirror, at night mostly,
What did she see?
she started seeing movement, something that wasn't her reflection. It was, well, she described it as a girl.
A girl.
Yeah, wearing like a 1920s style nightgown, standing behind her reflection in the mirror.
Oh, wow. Okay.
And the girl's face, it was burned. Her mouth was open, like she was trying to scream or trying to speak, but no sound.
That is horrifying. Just standing there.
Just standing there. And the absolute chilling part, every single time Marla would spin around,
Nothing.
nothing there, just the empty room.
So it was only in the mirror, like the mirror was projecting it or holding it?
Right. It wasn't just reflecting, it was showing something else, something trapped in there.
Understandably, this would make anyone paranoid.
Oh, completely. She got so freaked out she covered it with a sheet.
Did that help?
Not really. She ended up even like duct taping the sheet around the edges of the frame, trying to seal it off completely.
Desperate measures.
Totally. But even then, she started hearing this sound from the guest room at night.
What kind of sound?
A low thumping. Persistent, like a heartbeat. Faint, but there.
Oh, come on. A heartbeat from the mirror. That's next level unsettling, like it's alive.
Right. It's just deeply wrong. But the story doesn't end with just Marla's experiences. It gets shared. Well, Allison Croft enters the picture. She used to be one of Marla's students.
Okay.
Now she's a journalist. And she'd heard the rumors, sort of local talk starting up about Marla's creepy mirror.
Ah, journalistic curiosity. I can see that.
Exactly. So Allison goes to visit Marla, probably wanting a story, maybe a little skeptical,
Sure.
And somehow she convinces Marla to let her see the mirror, despite everything.
Oh, boy. So Marla takes her to the guest room.
Yep. And Allison, maybe bold, maybe just wanting to see for herself, she's the one who actually pulls the sheet off the mirror.
What happened?
The reaction was apparently instantaneous and terrible. Allison just gasped, like stumbles backward.
Yeah, okay.
And she whispers, "That's me."
Wait, that's me. What did she see?
Not the burned girl Marla saw. No, Allison saw herself, a version of herself in the mirror.
But burned.
Scorched, broken, the same face, her eyes, but just devastated, like looking at her own destruction.
Oh my God. I can't even imagine seeing yourself like that.
Horrifying, right? The account says Allison literally ran out of the house, just fled.
I don't blame her.
And Marla, she fainted, just collapsed.
Understandable. The shock of Allison's reaction, maybe seeing it too.
And the upshot, Allison never spoke to Marla again, cut off all contact. That shared moment was just too traumatic.
Wow. That really seals it, doesn't it? It wasn't just in Marla's head. Something real, something terrifying happened with that mirror. But why Allison's face? That's the part that it makes no sense with a 1920s girl.
That's a huge question, isn't it? Does the mirror reflect personal fears, or is it tapping into something else entirely? Some other kind of memory?
It's deeply ambiguous. Maybe it connects to the observer somehow, finds a resonance. Or maybe it's showing something potential. It's really unsettling because the rules aren't clear.
Right. The lack of clear rules makes it scarier, I think. Anyway, after this incident with Allison, Marla was, understandably, desperate. She needed answers.
So what did she do?
She reached out to a local historian, tried to find out where this mirror actually came from, its history.
Smart move. Track its provenance.
And the historian, well, he found something big.
Yeah.
He managed to trace the mirror back to a specific house, a house that burned down.
When?
1924, a terrible fire. Whole family died. Parents, 2 kids.
Oh, tragic. Any details about them?
Yes. One of the children who died was a young girl. Her name was Annabelle Croft.
Croft, same last name as Allison.
Exactly. Annabelle Croft. But that's not even the most shocking part.
There's more.
Oh, yeah. The historian kept digging. He found out there was one survivor from that fire in 1924, a school teacher.
Okay.
She had apparently tried to save little Annabelle Croft from the fire, but she couldn't. She failed.
How awful. What was the teacher's name?
Mary Green.
Green, like Marla Green.
Mary Green. Marla's grandmother.
No, seriously. Her own grandmother was the survivor who couldn't save the girl.
Her own grandmother. So this mirror wasn't just some random antique. It was directly linked to Marla's family, to this massive unresolved trauma in her family's past.
Wow. Okay, that changes everything. The connection is personal, deeply personal.
Right. And the historian, he had this kind of profound take on it. He told Marla the mirror wasn't just reflecting light.
What did he say it reflected?
He said, it remembers. That's what he said. It reflects grief, guilt, lost moments.
Grief, guilt, lost moments. So it's like an emotional vessel, holding on to the feelings from that tragedy.
That seems to be the idea. Not a ghost in the classic sense, maybe, but the feeling of the event, the trauma itself embedded in the object, especially the guilt, perhaps, from Marla's grandmother.
That makes a chilling kind of sense. Residual haunting, maybe? Like an echo of intense emotions stuck on repeat. But Allison seeing herself, that still adds a weird layer. Maybe it connects that past trauma to present anxieties.
It's possible. The historian didn't really have an answer for that part, it seems. But he knew enough. He knew it was dangerous.
What did he advise?
He told Marla, begged her, really, destroy the mirror, get rid of it now.
And did she try?
Oh, she tried. According to the account, she tried everything she could think of.
Like what?
She tried to burn it. Wouldn't catch fire, apparently. She tried burying it in the backyard.
And?
Didn't work. She even drove it miles and miles away, deep into the woods, and just left it there, abandoned it.
Okay, that sounds pretty final. Surely that worked.
You'd think so. But no, the mirror, it always came back.
What now?
Like the next day, she'd find it back in the house, sometimes just inside the hallway, sometimes leaning against her bedroom door.
No way, just reappearing.
Reappearing. And always perfectly clean, undamaged, like nothing had happened.
That's terrifying. The futility of it, it just wouldn't leave. It wanted to be there.
It's like it had its own will, right?
Yeah.
Refusing to be discarded. Imagine how that must have felt for Marla, the sheer helplessness.
Unbearable. Absolutely unbearable. What happened to her then?
Well, the account includes her final journal entry. It's short and incredibly bleak.
What did it say?
It just said, if it wants a memory, you can have mine.
Oh, God. That sounds like resignation. Or worse.
Yeah. After that entry, in April 2012, Marla Green disappeared.
Disappeared. Just gone.
Vanished. Never seen again. Her house was eventually sold a few months later. New owners, presumably.
And the mirror? What happened to the mirror?
It stayed. It was found later, up in the attic again, wrapped in plastic sheeting this time.
Someone tried to contain it, maybe?
Perhaps. But its journey wasn't over. Somehow, it eventually ended up listed for sale online.